Hello and welcome to your daily dose of Satoshi's news. Today's date is Friday, the 19th of September 2025, the year BSV comes alive. Branch of threads, expand your mind with treechat.ai or your post on chain. Let's see what we've got today. We've got to talk about this. Concerned citizen says, send this to the person who doubted you and called you a crazy conspiracy theory or a crazy conspiracy crank these last 5 years. It's finally gone mainstream. You were all right. And this is GB News reporting on the fact that chemtrails are real. And they've been doing it for years. Literally spraying aluminium, barium, brontium into the atmosphere. Saying, oh, it's for global dimming. Yeah, well, what about health-wise? They're toxic metals. They cause Alzheimer's and all sorts of other brain diseases. So, yeah, nice one. It's actually happening. A whale just opened up a $23 million BTC short position. Does he know something? We'll have a discussion about that. Cointelegraph says Solana founder Anatoly Yakovenko warns there's a 50-50 chance quantum computing could break Bitcoin cryptography by 2030. What a load of nonsense. CoinGeek says Bitcoin mining chip sees exciting new entrant. And Jack Dorsey said that Proto, a United States company, is now better than China at designing Bitcoin mining chips. A bold claim considering China's role has led the field for many years. Yes, indeed. Cointelegraph says France goes rogue. Bitcoin pumps on Fed rate cut. Global Express. Bitcoin's price pumped, that's great coin, on news that US Federal Reserve would cut rates by 1/4 of a point. They said crypto markets are up after the US Federal Reserve cut rates, but in other parts of the world, the picture isn't too rosy. Thai bank customers are experiencing massive bank blackouts, and France says it could block companies operating on crypto licenses obtained in other parts of the European Union. So they want to be cracking down. We'll have a quick look at the figures because got to keep a close eye on them these days, like transactions, cross-referencing those. The mining charts, we'll have a look at the tether weather. Look, I think they've just pumped $500 million in today. Got to keep the scam going. Going to have a look at money. That's going up as well. Look at that. More millions going in there. We'll have a look at live coin watch. The sort of overall trading volume. Got some 365 days of Bitcoin history. And then we'll finish with a Kelly countdown. Right, let's get into it.
Satoshi, like a cowboy in the West, riding on the blockchain that they call the very best. 1 million strong, them transactions flying free. Just wait for the Terra node, you'll surely see.
Alrighty, here we go. Right, have a listen to this.
Hello, Ben Leo here. It turns out all the crazy cranks and conspiracy theorists who were concerned about chemtrails and weather modification, well, you might have been proven right after all. I've just come out the most extraordinary 2-hour congressional hearing here at the Capitol in Washington, D.C. on that very, very topic. Experts all agreeing weather modification, cloud seeding, chemtrails, it's real. Here's what happened.
My written testimony goes into detail explaining my decision to join more than 500 other scientists and academics from around the world to call for a solar engineering non-use agreement. I'll just briefly state first, the understandings are not sufficiently developed to know what the outcomes would be, and unintended consequences are almost certain to happen. Second, our 70-year history with weather modification should give us some humility in thinking that we can understand what the consequences might be. We've been trying to modify the weather for 70 years, and we don't know if we're modifying the weather.
Hello, Ben Leo here. It turns out all the crazy...
There we go. They've been modifying the weather for 70 years, and they don't know if they've actually been doing a good job or not, or what damage they might be causing. And again, as... JP Morgan said, every man has a reason and then a real reason for doing things. And we all know what the real reason is. It's all religious extremism, unfortunately. But yeah, I've actually spoken to farmers who have actually noticed massive drops in the yield of their crops. And also one particular farmer that's been measuring the quality of the soil for generations in the family. Literally over 200 years, and they said literally it's only recently that they're finding the soil quality so bad because of all the metals that they found in them. The plants aren't growing. They are doing it on purpose. Right, let's talk about this. Ted Pillow says a whale just opened up a $23 million BTC short position. Does he know something? Well, one thing we do know is that the exchanges will see this and they will never let a large whale win a huge trade like that. They will literally bet against him because the exchange can't pay out. They might say, oh yeah, we're going to offer you this, we're going to offer you that, you know, but then suddenly, you know, you want to cash out, the exchange cracks down, or, you know, like some bullshit happens, then suddenly there's like tether pumps into the market. You know, it's all about protecting the exchanges and screwing the customers, but you can't do anything else with Gridcoin. It's literally a speculative piece of shit. And, you know, someone like this is obviously doing well. It's just like, all right, well, I mean, they're probably worth hundreds of millions, you know, in order for them to put a $23 million short position on. Yeah, I mean, that's absolutely crazy. Because, you know, whether it's leveraged or not, the fact is, oh yeah, the market's just got to move the wrong way against you, which they can easily manipulate, and you lose the lot. You know, it's just absolutely nuts. But they're obviously confident, but I'm confident that they're only going to lose unless they sort of cash out quickly. Is all I would say. But the exchanges are never ever going to let them win. But it just goes to show you what an absolute piece of shit BTC is. I mean, imagine what you can actually invest $23.5 million in to actually benefit society and then get a return on your investment. And yet, you know, the only thing you can do with it in Gridcoin is just gamble it, and more than likely gamble it away. Because, you know, it's like, you know, in the gold rush, the only people who really won were those who sold the picks and the shovels. And in this day and age, in the gambling era with shitcoins, it's just the exchanges that win. That's it. The exchanges are the picks and the shovels, and they've purposely designed it that way because, you know, obviously the central banks don't want anybody using an alternative monetary system because they'll lose control of everything. Literally, yeah, they've been, this religious conspiracy has been going for like 3,000 years. They own and control absolutely everything. The food we eat, the clothes we wear, the air that we breathe, as we've just found out, you know, the water we're drinking, absolutely everything. Absolutely everything. And, you know, the only way we can fight that is with resources. And at the moment, you know, Gridcoiners are just simply using resources to gamble away. So, yeah, nice one. Well done. Not. Good grief. Cointelegraph says a Solana founder warns there's a 50-50 chance quantum computing could break Bitcoin cryptography by 2030. This is so stupid. Like CSW has said, Bitcoin is not cryptographic. It's not cryptographic. Literally, it's economically competitive. The only thing that is in the slightest way cryptographic about Bitcoin is just simply the miners trying to find SHA-256. And that's the only way to compete in Bitcoin. And that's just simply a digital lottery. That's it. It's a digital lottery. And the chances of you finding it are literally 1 in 2 to the power of 256. It's absolutely enormous. And like, if quantum computers can do sort of multiplications multiple times and speed up their efficiency, well, you just increase it. That's it. But the fact is, like CSW said, quantum computers are a load of baloney anyway. And they're so rare because it's all to do with cost efficiencies. Is it actually really worth when you consider how much these quantum computers actually cost? And then if somebody used a quantum computer to break the code, they would know who done it. It's so ridiculous. The whole point of breaking anything, you know, or breaking into something is to get away with it. You can't just say, oh, by the way, I'm doing this, because you'll be arrested. Well, these days you probably wouldn't, because everything is effing corrupt. You know, it's ridiculous. But yeah, it's just more fear porn from all the shitcoiners, basically. Oh yeah, you know, well, yeah, the Solana founder warns that there's a 50-50 chance quantum computing could break Bitcoin cryptography by 2030. So in other words, you better invest in Solana. Pfft, what's a load of shit. Absolute shite. Right, let's have a look at this. CoinGeek says Bitcoin mining chips see exciting new entrant. On August 14, 2025, Jack Dorsey said that Proto, a United States company, is now better than China at designing Bitcoin mining chips. A bold claim considering China's role has led the field for years. Still, with few people talking about this, it shows promise that the US is becoming a leader in block reward mining tech, or at least making large pushes too. Good rules and money conditions are bringing miners from other countries into the United States. The mining business is moving from Asia to North America, and Proto's progress suggests that the US will be in charge, which will change how mining works, how sustainable it is, and how companies compete. Proto's advanced in ASIC design is a significant step forward. ASICs are key to block reward mining as they are built for the computing needs of securing the blockchain, such as BTC. Chinese companies like Bitmain led this field in the past, making over 80% of the world's mining hardware. But China's ban on cryptocurrency activities on August 2nd, 2025 has changed things, giving US companies like Proto a chance to take over. Dorsey's statement implies that Proto's chips work better in terms of energy use and hash rate, which are very important in the competitive business. By not depending on foreign hardware, US miners can cut expenses and improve their operations, especially considering that Bitmain's US factory will not be ready until 2026. Oof, there's a lot could happen between now and then. Proto's impact is magnified by America's supportive setting for Bitcoin mining. After China's ban, the US mining landscape is positioned to act as a global mining center, now handling about 40% of BTC's hash rate. States such as Texas, Wyoming, and Montana are leading the way in attracting mining businesses because they offer inexpensive energy, accommodating regulations and renewable sources. Wyoming's recent changes to rules, like possible tax breaks for Bitcoin mining powered by renewable energy, make the US even more attractive and could lead to it controlling more than half of the world's hash rate. We'll see about that. Yeah, you get the gist of what's going on there. Yeah. Watch this space, as they say. Watch this space and the race, because we know what's going to happen before then. So France goes rogue. Bitcoin pumps on Federate car, whatever. So France says it could block companies operating on crypto licenses obtained in other parts of the European Union. Meanwhile, in Australia, securities regulators have made things easier for stablecoin distributors by scrapping a license requirement. From US Fed policy spurring crypto markets to Pakistan opening its doors to crypto, there were substantial developments in the industry last week. Here's the first weekly edition for Global Express. So US Fed cuts interest rates. On Wednesday, the US Federal Reserve cut interest rates by 1/4 of a point. It was the central bank's first rate cut since December 2024, bringing the short-term rate down from 4.3% to 4.1%. They're saying Gridcoin's price pumped on the news. Really? Hardly made any difference. France could revoke EU passports for crypto firms. On Monday, France's securities regulator, the Autorité du Marché, Franciers, said it was concerned about unequal enforcement of the market in crypto assets law. The markets in crypto assets is the flagship crypto regulation of the EU, laying out requirements for stablecoin issuers, exchanges, and other virtual asset service providers. The law has a travel provision allowing companies that receive it in one EU member state to do business in all other states. Yeah. Watch this space is all I can say on that one. Right, let's have a quick look at the figures. Just going to be a short show today because I've been busy all day. It's been manic. I've got transactions, 60%. Block size, 70%. What's the big ones on here? 40. 52 megabyte block. All right. Gridcoin failing to get all of their blocks over a megabyte. Bcrash, no blocks over a megabyte. Can't get all their blocks over a kilobyte. And Fisher Price Cash, what a joke. 47,000 times cheaper to transact on Bitcoin. Mining Bitcoin at a 7.1% comparable loss. These mining losses are changing significantly. Whereas it used to be 30, 40, 50% comparable loss, now it's dropped significantly. And sometimes it's even more profitable to mine on it. So we know what's coming. The market is swaying. Yeah, beautiful. Let's have a look at the politics in the pie charts. 7 days, 24 hours, Gradecoin hash rate. Other miners 7.64. B crash via BTC 54%. Fisher price hash, other miners 56. And Bitcoin again, CoinDance not reporting the figures. Right, so transactions 60% across the Bitcoin forks. But look at this, second place across the entire market. So Ethereum 1.7 million. Genuine Bitcoin 732,000. Which is second place. Third place XRP 677. And then Gradecoin on 461. But look at that, can you believe it? There is a coin that literally outside the top 100 in market cap ranking, and yet it's second in overall market utility. Absolutely crazy. What's on chain saying, yep, 730,000 transactions in 24 hours. Let's have a look at the mining here. Let's compare that. Oh, so Mining Dutch had a huge man yesterday, but now Tal's in front with 26.3. Mining Dutch 21.7, QD Link 17.7, SA100 15.1, Gorilla Pool 9.8, Coov 9.2. Coov right the way down there. Wonder what's going on there. Let's have a look at the Tether weather. So they pumped in $500 million today. Look, 171.1 billion to 171.5. So 500 million, about $500 million pretty much. Quite a big up on the week. Market cap, so 169 to 171. Oh, well, like sort of 2 billion in the week. About that. Look at that in the month. So 167 to 171. So yeah, sort of 4 billion, 4.5 billion in the month. Just over $1 billion a week. As you'd expect. Jeepers. Right, let's have a look at money. Look at this. So money is seeing a move. 64.2 up to 66.15. Another 2 million. $2 million gone in today. And 61.8 to 66.07. Oh, so it's 4 million. 4 million gone in a week. That's all. That's ace. Look at the growth on that. Look at that. Almost going parabolic. That is fantastic. That is fantastic. I wonder if that could be a particular billionaire, you know, trying to get their funds out of the bank and into a stable coin that can't be cracked, hacked, altered, changed, or deleted. That's right. That's where I'd want my money if I had it. If I didn't want it all in Bitcoin. Overall market then, $3.9 trillion. Gradecoin 24-hour trade volume is 1.6. There's literally nothing there. Nothing there. Taking a beating over 24 hours. Yeah, it's gone up and then come down again. Let's have a look at BSV. Down today as well, plodding along on the week. Let's see where it ranks in terms of market cap. 98. Look at that, can you believe it? $25, crazy. That is crazy. $25, just remember that, we'll come back to that in a minute. OrangeX just reporting they've got a $1.4 million 24-hour turnover, but just looking at the price here, kind of interesting. 365 days, check this out. So flashback to September 19th, 2014. This guy said, I say that people should buy $10,000 worth of $420 of BTC instead of buying a £50,000 car. Those 23.8 BTC are now worth over 300,000, more than that now. Long-term thinking, strong hands. And this was the post. Check it out.
Going to Bitcoin, which is related to all these matters. Actually, it's a currency that no government controls, and I know a lot of you like to waste money on crazy things. You know, buy a $50,000 car. Well, do this instead of buying your $50,000 car. Get a $25,000 car and invest $10,000 in Bitcoin. Oh, whoa! Wait a second. Bitcoin could go to zero, couldn't it? Right now, it's around $420, I think, for one Bitcoin. But guess what? If you get a car for $50,000 in a few years, it's going to be worth $10,000. So you're going to lose the money anyway. Okay? So with Bitcoin, there's an upside. Sure, the $10,000 you invest in Bitcoin could be worth zero, but also could be worth $100,000 one day. You don't know. Going to Bitcoin, which is related to all these.
There we go. And this was this guy, Adam Meister, back on the 19th of September 2014 saying that. But that's when Bitcoin was $420. Like, literally, you have to remember. Like, literally, look at that. It's $25. And, like, we'll see when it was last sort of like $25 here on the price chart. I mean, it's absolutely crazy. Look at that. Look at that. I mean, like, the lowest price here, what, $100? Like $100. $100. And that was in 2013. It was $100. And it only started in 2009. You know. And we've been in genuine Bitcoin since 2018. It's now 2025. Like, whoa. But this sort of like shows you the potential that Bitcoin has got, and genuine Bitcoin. But again, it's all dependent on Terranode, because that's the real gene. That's what Bitcoin really is. Terranode is the real genius behind Bitcoin, because nobody has solved the unbounded scaling problem. It's going to be absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. So, that was September 19th, 2014, when Bitcoin was $420, and we're now looking at $25. 25. Can you imagine? I mean, that's like 20x already. 20x on anything you put in, compared to where we are now. And it will get to that in a heartbeat. Like, literally. Right, let's finish with the Kellenschweller countdown as a 22-minute show. So luckily, there was a bit of a nothing burger yesterday. Whew. So now we're doing the count up. Because when this event happens, literally the whole world's going to be going crazy. And if it doesn't, well, the whole world's going to go to hell in a handbag anyway. So you've lost absolutely nothing. But we're just going to keep going. I know loads of people are asking me, like, when's it going to stop? When's it going to stop? Well, you're going to have to stay tuned and find out. So talking about staying tuned, remember to hit the like button, press subscribe. You're not going to want to miss all the shenanigans that happens between now and the end of the Kellenschweller countdown, because it's going to be absolutely epic. Right, so until then, be aware, take care, stay safe out there, and we'll see you in the next one.
The king still has one more move.